Hello, friends. Welcome to a new venue. For those of you who are familiar with GroupTarot's YouTube channel, you know that one of the things that I do is travel. And so where my videos are recorded is not consistent like a lot of other YouTubers out there. You're not gonna see the same backgrounds all the time, and that's absolutely fine. In fact, that's perfect for what and how I work and flow in the world. My name is Kate Mura, for anyone who happens to be new watching, and what we are shuffling for today is to hear what cards have some insight to share with us for June. As you've noticed, we have some jumpers today, and I'll look at them all together after I've shuffled the 4 decks that called out to be present for forecasting of June 2024, although if you happen to come across this video at another time in your life, may its messages resonate then also. So the decks that we have are Tarot of the Sacred Sisterhood, Modern Witch, Tarot created by Lisa Sterl. I'm sorry, the Tarot of the Sacred Sisterhood is a newer deck to me. It was gifted to me and I don't remember its creators off the top of my head. And Wise Fool Tarot created by Kate Mura, and Gentle Creatures Wisdom deck, book by Arwen Lynch Poe, illustrated by Dim. And so the gentle creature that wanted to be present as we come into the summertime for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere, and the wintertime for those of us in the Southern Hemisphere, is risk. What are we willing to risk? What are we willing to let go of and just carry our most prized possessions on our back and walk into the great unknown? My eye is drawn to the figure 8 that is on our Gentle Creatures backpack. And I personally have some tenuous relationships with 8s, but I am careful to not project those onto any of y'all. And 8 in and of itself is the infinity sign. It also, of course, ties us into the strength or justice card in the major arcana of the tarot. It is the year that we are all in right now in 2024, numerologically speaking. And then it, of course, also ties in with the 8s in the major arcana, the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, which happens to be one of my personal favorite cards in the tarot because of the repetition, because of the continuing practice towards mastery, and that even when you do become a master, you are still continuously practicing. There is no end to the learning, whether that is in tarot or anything else that excites you. And our 3 jumpers were the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. So tying back in with those 8s. So June, travel. A lot. Lots of people, at least in the United States, tend to do a lot of traveling. in the summer. And with this being the Eight of Cups rather than one of the other travel cards in the deck, the cups are that of emotions and feelings. So we may be having emotional journeys. We may be having travel that is fraught with feelings or nostalgia or escapism. In this particular illustration of the Eight of Cups, all of the cups are full and whole and standing upright, and our questing individual, staff in hand, small backpack on their back, which is also very key, kin to our gentle creature with its rucksack on its back, um, has their back to those cups. So maybe there are emotional situations that you just need to get yourself out of, that the healthiest choice for you is to walk away, is to take a walk, is to cool off, is to find yourself in some mountains or near a body of water and just be for a little bit. And my eye is also drawn to the fact that the vest that our traveler is wearing is the same shade of pink as the cups. And so it's almost, and of course a vest covers the torso, it covers the heart, the stomach, all of our soft, squishy body places, many of our soft, squishy body places. And so even if you are leaving behind emotionally fraught and filled situations, there may they're still there to an extent because they still affect you, they still have affected your water, but you don't have to immerse yourself in them. You are allowed to have distance. And the Seven of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Diamonds. So this particular Seven of Swords, we have our individual and fabulous high heels carrying 5 swords, looking over their shoulder at a very large stone house in the background, and 2 swords pierced upright, very much like how you would do ski poles on the mountain. Looking behind her or them, very femme presenting, fabulous turquoise outfit. And the Seven of Swords is one of the cards that has, in my experience, a lot of meanings and a lot of people with different feelings and interpretations of this particular card. And how Lisa Sterle has illustrated it feels very Robin Hoody, of robbing from the rich to give to the poor, of taking things away from that stone mansion that that person, because of their wealth, prestige, power, unawareness, hasn't been using or thinking about, and can be used by others. The swords are also of the mind, of ideas, of writing. And so there's also a sense here of, and an invitation for June to think about what ideas you want shared with the world and what ideas you hold precious, that you hold secret, and why are the ideas that you're holding on to, do they really need secrecy and quiet and isolation? Or do they actually need, want, and desire to be shared with the world, that you're potentially holding on to information that would really help others? And whenever this sword comes up, I also invite people to think about making sure you give credit where credit is due, that you honor your teachers, that you cite your sources, whether those are online sources or physical sources, personal connections, recollections, that how and where we receive our information from is really important. Remembering our teachers. I've recently been reading the Cartomancer's most recent edition that is honoring Rachel Pollack. There's a, I'm not even going to try to say the name because I would horribly butcher it because I do not know Hebrew. But there is a Jewish practice of remembering individuals who passed a year after their passing. And so there is a Cartomancer article doing that for Rachel Pollack. And one of the things that I was just reading in there really ties in to this particular Seven of Swords, and remembering your teachers and remembering to give credit where credit is due. And also, if you notice that your stuff, your work, your writing, your art, whether due to AI scraping or from co-workers or classmates filching, are taking your ideas and not giving you credit, speak up about it. Hey, that's my work. I thought of that. I created that. If people are not giving you your due credit, claim it. Snatch it back. Reclaim your time. And the Three of Pentacles. Build beauty, build farm, build food, build community, one seed at a time, one plant at a time, one person at a time, not just for you, but for the generations that come next. In this, in Kate's illustration, it is quite literally for the next generations, whether this is a parent-child relation or grandparent, grandchildren, or great-grandparent, great-grandchildren, or elder community, children, relations. They're all working together. They all have a vision of the garden as a place for food and sustenance that are in various states of growth. We have some rows that are fully green and growing and being harvested, and we have some rows that are currently being seeded for the next phase of nourishment. Or it might be, it's hard to tell if this squatting youth is seeding, and so all of those little small green plants behind them are new sprouts, new seedlings, or if those are the rows that have been picked clean of the food, because they also have food in their baskets. And so we also have this June theme here of literally what will you carry with you? We have in every single one of these cards, the individuals are carrying something of importance, and that is not true for the majority of the cards in the tarot, let alone the additional cards from Gentle Creatures Wisdom deck And yet every single one of these individuals has something that they are carrying on their back. And so what is it that you are carrying on your back this June? What weight of the world, lightness of self? What are your essentials? What is in your go bag? What are you willing to cut away? Because in this Seven of Swords, there are two swords that are left behind. You know, if you're hiking the Pacific Coast Trail or the Appalachian Trail, or even just in your neighborhood, like, what is it that you want to carry with you? What is it that you need to carry with you? And who are your companions on this travel? Whether that is yourself and your thoughts and your feelings, or whether that is birds and mushrooms and grass, or different generations and dreams of planting. This June, we are invited to take a risk and think about what it is that we can leave behind to really make the world and the generations that we want to grow. And I'm feeling called to pull a couple charms to help us with that choice. The only charm that wanted to come out was the Pentacle charm, was earth, was magic, is the symbol of our bodies surrounded by the world. You, exactly as you are, foibles and fables, things you like about yourself, things you don't like about yourself. You are enough. You are a seed. You can start over, rebuild, grow gardens, grow community, grow ideas. This particular Eight of Cups right now is also reminding me of the passage in Starhawk's book, Walking to Mercury, where the protagonist goes off that summer and is just basically silent, listening to the mountains and the rivers and the lakes, the breeze and the dirt for the whole summer. Not interacting with other humans, surviving on the food, the water that they carried with them, and foraged ethically, sustainably. So there also may be a reminder in here that you are stronger and more powerful and more potent and more capable than you even realize. So until next month's video, if you want more tarot content, please join GroupTarot's email list. I also go live on the 10th of the month at 11 o'clock Pacific time, talking tarot, author, tarot books and interviews and conversations with different artists and creators and thinkers in the tarot and metaphysical communities. June will be my final live. I'll be taking the month of July off as sabbatical, and then we'll be coming back in September, maybe August, but definitely September, with Teethorn Coil chatting about their brand new Oracle deck. You Are the Spell. You can see I haven't even taken it out of its plastic yet. And the last thing that these cards want to share before we close is this lovely combination of risk and the Three of Pentacles, that what may seem or feel like a risk is actually a very strategic planting and layout for sustainable nourishment, sustainable food systems for the next generation. It might feel scary, it might feel like you are cutting yourself off or leaving a lot behind. But as long as we keep those next generations envisioned in those next sustainable growing cycles, the risk is absolutely worth it. Have a beautiful rest of your day, friend.